Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good start to your week. Guys, this is the second video that I'm shooting on Sunday, but obviously it's going up today because as it stands at the moment, I'm running around like a blue-ass fly, trying to get a couple of interviews sorted out, so I've got a new job to go to as quickly as possible. But today, if for those that have been watching the channel for quite a few years, I like to keep an eye on the accounts and give you my interpretation, give you the salient points of that. But so we're going to be talking about the 23-24 Premier League season accounts. As always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear, as you can see with the from the icon that's up here. There's also track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts in the claret and blue made by Admiral and Umbro, so go check those out as well. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always say, I'll be sending on to the charity Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and further afield for that matter, as they're currently supporting probably close to, if not over 80 separate food banks by the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and there's a sale going on in there as well for a lot of the casual gear. But if you want to make a donation directly to the charity and you don't want to make an affiliate link, that's perfectly fine. Then by all means, please do click their Just Give and Fund link in the description below. So £1, £2, £5, whatever you can afford, guys. Believe me, every single penny helps. So I'm going to try and give you the salient details as quickly as I possibly can. There's a lot to go through. I'm going to be quoting what's on there as well. If you want to have a look at the document directly, there is the link in the description below, so you can have a look at it as well. So let's start off with it. It looks like turnover was up £33.1 million to £269.7 million, which they say is due to the league position, increase in games, blah, 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 blah. Guys, this is going to be very numbers heavy, so I'm going to try and keep this as simple as possible. It was £167 million from TV money, £19.4 million up from the 22-23 season, which was £147.6 million. The majority of that jump up is going to be winning the Conference League, going through every single stage. The actual money that the club won from was awarded from winning the final looks about £1.7 million. So that is what it is. Match day income is £3.7 million up from the previous season to £44.6 million. Sponsorship income. Now this is where I take umbrage with how lazy a lot of these deals are. You look at the website and you go down to the bottom of it and you see loads, absolutely bloody loads, as sponsors, and they call them partners, but it's sponsors. It's up £6.8 million to £41.9 million. That's not a lot. Bearing in mind, we're trying to, as David God rest his soul, said before we moved to the London Stadium, he said the point of moving to the London Stadium is that we'd be able to compete with the likes of the other teams around us, like Arsenal, Chelsea, etc., that were in London. £41 million, or just under £42 million a season is not enough sponsorship deal for that to happen. It generally isn't. So she really needs to up sticks and either fuck off and get somebody that actually knows what they're doing, or up her game big time. Now, retail income was up £3.2 million to £16.1 million. Again, talking about the Europa League game in comparison to everything else. Net profit of £57.2 million compared to the 22-23 season loss of 17.1, and again acknowledges the sale of Rice, other players being sold, the higher league position, because we've obviously finished 14th in the 22-23 season. So we finished 9th in the 22-23 season, and we finished 14th last season. That's the reason behind that, and also the Europa League games in comparison to the Conference League as it was with the 22-23 season. Now, offset of interest rates on loans, basically just making sure that comes to zero, and they confirm that they've paid £55 million to MSD to clear the previous loan, renewed the overdraft with Barclays of £40 million for a further year as of June 24. Now, it also goes into, there's a lot of detail in here to try and placate a lot of bad feeling that's been going around the club over the last 8 to 10 months. It mentions Lopetegui's appointment as a highly regarded first team coach and backroom staff, mentions that the core values of the club are hard work, desire, youth, team spirit, togetherness, excitement, and all for our fans at home and across the world. No, not really. I mean, yes, to implement that on the pitch, 100%, but in terms of what they're actually doing, there's not enough hard work going into it as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. If you disagree with me, by all means, please do put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know with it. Now, there is a section talking about this season, which is again trying to placate everybody. So it acknowledges that we are one of the highest numbers of season ticket holders for the 24-25 season in London. References affordable football again, yet confirms under 18 season tickets £109. So a family of 4 can pay, bearing in mind the £99 season ticket is the cheapest. Pay £47.78 for a family of 4 to go and see a game. That's each, not in total, surely. Really is ridiculous. Now, it also mentions kids for £1 and the cup tickets of £10 being mentioned, and verified that he did it twice last season, so a family of 4 can go for £22. It's such bullshit. It's absolutely ridiculous. It also confirms that 63,210 £1 tickets were issued last season. And again, trying to calm down the concession issue that a lot of people have got, myself included, which we previously talked about. It also quotes, the group is likely to require further funding within the next 12 months. This is as of the middle of December when the accounts were published, either from third parties or from shareholders, but it remains confident that this will be obtained as it has a proven track record of securing funding historically. Guys, if you are reading going through it, I'm obviously speed going through this because there's a lot of pages. I've just made salient notes. Don't be concerned that they're planning for relegation again, because it's in there every single one. Even when we finished 9th, and even when we finished 7th and 8th, those relegation was mentioned in there is all the time. Now, there's a few pages talking about the employees as well, for that matter, which is fantastic in terms of what everybody does, etc., etc. It shows an operating profit of £53.3 million from finishing 9th, up from £52.4 million from the 22-23 season, finishing 14th. So again, league position tables very minimalist in terms of funding. Now, for the environmentalists out there, it does confirm that the accounts show that West Ham pumped out 737.41 tonnes of CO2 emissions compared to 647.09 for the 22-23 season. Goes on to talk about quite a few pages about the West Ham Foundation as well. PwC's declaration that this is a true and fair reflection of their accounts. Well, I'm sorry, but PwC have been looking at their accounts for well over a decade. I'd take issue with that. Now, the turnover profit, as we mentioned beforehand, is £221.94 million of operating costs, as mentioned at the start, £269.7 million, £96.3 million profits on players, and total profit before tax of £57.2 million, and a £2.6 million reval of assets. So profits in total, that's basically selling assets. So basically total profit of £59.8 million, £99.2 million shareholder funds profit, up £59.8 million on the 22-23 season. Yet the shareholder stake funds for that period of time is 299.5, so exactly the same as both the last 2 seasons. It makes absolutely no sense. £33 million cash available, down £2 million from 22-23. Now, this is an interesting thing. It mentions about amortization of players, basically how much over the 23-24 season West Ham paid out to clubs that we purchased players from. It's only £83.4 million, but that in itself was up 18.1 million on the 22-23 season. So we didn't commit to the amount of money that everybody was saying that we committed to last season. It never is. We've agreed it, we haven't paid it. Now, it says £32.4 million cash funds available at the end of the 22-23 season. Wages and salaries, £140.7 million, £21.9 million up on the previous season. 881 people employed by the club, which includes directors, players, admin, full-time employees, part-time employees. 91 people more than the 22-23 season. That's fantastic that West Ham are employing more people each season. Now, of course, obviously for this season it may change. We'll have to wait and see this time next year, of course. But now it also shows that £110.8 million owed to debtors, which is double the 22-23 million 22-23 season, which is 52.9, including £15 million rent to the E20 Stadium LLP. Profit and loss. This is where you're going to really going to want to listen to it, guys. This is the most important thing. Profit and loss total shows, although we made a profit of 57.2 in this season, our books overall shows that we are better than we were in the 22-23 season, where there was a loss of £265.7 million. It's still showing that because of that £59 million profit, we are still showing a profit and loss total of £208.5 million. Now, this is around when these were published, as I say, about 15th of December, if I remember correctly. This is around about the time where they said where David Sullivan said that he wants to, if we were going to be selling Mo Kudus, it's going to have to be 100 million plus. This is why, because there's still £208 million loss that the club is operating for last season. Okay, so selling Declan Rice gives us that, and also what was it, Allaire and a couple of others. Skamaka, I should say, and a couple of others. Gives us a smaller amount of loss, but not a huge amount. In order for us to be able to compete properly with the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea, yada yada yada, we're going to have to be turning over a profit profit and loss total profit, and we're not going to do that for at least the next 5 or 6 seasons. The way the books are looking at the moment, unless, as it mentioned earlier, unless there's more stakeholder investment or there's more partners become involved. Or as I mentioned, the partnership deals are increased. We're not going to get anywhere near having funds available to the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs. We're just not for a good few seasons. But guys, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thinking on this. It's not, even though the thumbnail shows we're turning a profit, which we did turn a profit last season, there's still a long way to go to sort out the debt. So this is one of the reasons why West Ham's not going to be sold for a long time, because there's still a shitload of debt to be done. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves. Obviously tomorrow we play Fulham at home, so either tomorrow night or Wednesday morning there will be the full-time thoughts video on that. But in the meantime, guys, take care, look after yourselves, have a great week, and I'll see you very, very soon. All the best now. Take care.